real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
What's it like living in Italy? Do you know the language, or can you just pretty much freely speak English and
Hi.
navigate?
You need to know the language. I should know how to speak the language. I always say, I can now argue with the cab drivers.
Okay.
She had her first experience with that today. That's my practice field in the back seat of taxis. But for me, because I live in the center of the city, I live in the cultural center, which means there are a lot of tourists here. So a lot of people support tourism. So, if I'm in the center, yes. As I start getting outside the center, more and more, there are less people that speak English. And the other part, I was telling Anisha today that you can't depend on other people speaking your language. Just because
Right.
they speak it, don't mean that they will. When
Right.
when the dollar
It's
was
sort of like that American cultural superiority thinking, expecting everybody
exactly.
should know English.
Exactly, and that was great when the dollar was good. But
Right.
the euro is what it's right now. The exchange rate is 1.40.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
necessarily. They're more like, where's the Japanese?
Right.
It's like we
Exactly.
are. I want to speak a little Japanese right now. So yeah. Yeah, so anyone coming here, I would suggest speaking a little bit of
Yeah.
Italian.
But
Actually,
yeah,
Naisha,
totally.
she will have an Italian lesson coming up, so she doesn't know
Okay.
it yet. I'm surprising her day by day with things, so she just found that out that she will have an Italian lesson.
Okay. Well, and actually this point that I'm going to mention in this piece that you should at least make an attempt to speak the language. And what I find is that even if it's not perfect, aside from French people who I think if you don't speak it perfectly, they'll just walk away from you. They'll at least try to help you.
Mm-hmm.
If you at least make an effort to try to speak their language. I
Yeah.
speak Spanish a little bit.
Which is
I took it for a
necessary
couple.
in California.
Yeah, I mean, I took it for a couple of years, and when we went down to Cozumel, it's like it all came down. I was like speaking Spanish, like I didn't even know I knew that word. And they'll try to help you because they see that you're trying to make the attempt. So I think that that's great that you're learning. Now, I want to get the correct pronunciation of your name
Na-
and your full name.
Naisa. You want to know how to spell it?
Yes.
N-A apostrophe capital I-S-A-H.
Okay. Naisa, last name?
Hadley, Hadley.
Okay, and you're 17, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Naisha.
No,
Did I say it right? Naisa?
no, it's Naisa.
Naisa.
I'm still getting it too. Please forgive me.
Naisa.
Slowly.
Yeah, so tell me, what I really want to know is, once you got off the plane and you got into the city, what was your initial feeling?
Well, I had a escort, so I really didn't go straight by myself. I was actually helped, so I had to wait for other people to go and then drop my passport off and my bags to go get Felicia and then come back and do it all over again. But after that, we headed straight onto the plane. We actually had to run for the train. So that was kind of interesting and fun to do, to see that's what they might do out here when they're running late or they have to go fast and everything. So that was actually fun for me because I live in Georgia and I've never been on a train in Georgia or anywhere. Probably when I was younger, but not as
What city in Georgia?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was interesting to do and a new experience, but it was very cultural. It was, I think the word is called urban. I don't know. When you pass by on the streets, it was you see graffiti and
Oh yes,
different things
yes,
like
it's
that.
very yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, and I don't know if Felice told you that graffiti is an Italian word.
Yes.
That's what they did in Rome.
Right.
That's where they used to write on the walls all the time. A lot of people don't know that. They think that's hood culture.
Yeah.
No, graffiti is something that is very very old as walls. As long as there were walls, there was graffiti. So, when you found out that you won this trip, what was your initial feeling? Were you a little, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what was your initial feeling?
Well, when my mother told me, she was just like, "Hey, so you won," and I'm like, "What?" Because I was asleep, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? What did I win?" And she's like, "You won," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I went back to sleep because it didn't really hit me yet, and I was like, "Oh snap! I won. Like I'm going to Italy." So it was just, and my first.
Yeah, I mean, you realize that your life from this moment, from the moment you stepped off the plane, forever has changed. Like.
Yeah.
Felice, what you're doing is absolutely amazing because you're showing an aspect to African, of culture that African American women often don't experience. So my question to you, Felice, is why was this important for you to do?
Gosh, I would say it's almost like I couldn't do it. I think a lot of times
you couldn't not
I
do
could
it?
not do this. I could not find a way to say thank you. It's just honestly, it really did happen. Where one day I was just really in thought. I was looking out the window and I was like, oh my gosh, how lucky you are to be here. Do you realize this is your life? People dream of this. And I just started thinking about how I got here. What was the steps? What was the procedure? Just kind of being very reflective in thought. And then it just came to me that I didn't do this by myself. This journey, I have been walking this journey for a very, very long time and with a lot of different people. And a lot of them were strangers. A lot of times when I had been really feeling bad or, I had self-doubt, there were times when people just came into my life for just brief moments and just said something very encouraging, sometimes you got to get away from around the people that you're normally around to hear something new or something different. And that's what happened. These people brought into my life a different perspective, and a lot of times it made me feel better about myself and it contributed to my growth. And I was like, wow, I wouldn't be here without those people, and I want to be able to be that to someone else. I want to be able to give that to someone else also, because, I'm sure a lot of my family members are like, well, if you were to bring somebody to Italy, why didn't you bring, bring your niece? Why didn't you bring your little cousin? Why didn't you bring, someone else? But it was important to me that it was someone that I didn't know, because I wanted to give back the same way it was given to me.
So what is your plan for, and I am just determined to say your name right, Naisa?
Yes.
Okay. What's the itinerary?
Well, we don't have an itinerary.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, we don't have an itinerary because my life doesn't have an itinerary. What we're really going to do is do the things that I normally do daily. And she's just going to follow me. Of course, I'm going to make sure she sees the big things, but it's almost impossible not to see the big things in Rome. That's the great thing about being in Rome. It's like this giant open air museum, and wherever you go, there is, some historical site or something that I need to give historical reference to. So, and just me moving around the city day by day, because poor baby, she got in, and what we do, she didn't get a chance to go to sleep because I needed to keep her awake so she could, fight jet lag. So we were out and moving around. And every time we would go somewhere, I would just stop and tell her about this place and the history about that. Just like the whole thing about the graffiti. When we were on the train and we're passing by, I actually told her about the graffiti. So I'm just constantly just talking to her. So right now we're really kind of getting to know each other, and I want this to be her trip also. It's not, it's not about, what Felice is trying to accomplish. I want to see what she wants to get out of this and where her journey is and her path, because this is more about her than me. I'm just a facilitator to helping her dream come true, but I really want to make sure that this is her dream and not mine.
Any plans to go to trips in the country?
I want to keep some things a secret. I want there to be some aha moments. But yes, I do have some special plans for her.
Okay.
And I will tell you, I do plan to take her. But Rome itself, she's only going to be here 6 days. So it's not, it's really not long enough to really get Rome in. And I hope that this tour inspires her enough that she wants to return to Italy and maybe even return to her mom with her mom. I told her, I said, well, next time you can come back and you can actually be your mom's guide. You can be her tour guide. So I really want to make sure that we really get into Rome also, because it's not just about tourism. As you know, with my tours are not just about tourism. You know, it is really about the girlfriend time and, you know, connecting and bonding. And I want to make sure that we're not just running, that I'm not, you know, making, you know, other contributions to her life, you know. So I want to talk to, she has her own business. So she will be acting as my mini intern while she's here. I don't think she has any idea what that's like. But so I will be acting as a mentor, and she will be my intern, helping me, you know, in the evenings with things. So we're going to have a good balance of, you know, of real life and trying to get some of the typical tourism things in.
Have you warned her about? Ciao, Bella, Bella, ciao.
Yeah, well, you know, because she's so young, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. And yes, she does look more mature than 17, but it hasn't happened as of yet. And the one thing about Italians, they are, first of all, you know, with Italians, you're a child a lot longer in life, you know, until your mid-30s. So right now at 17, she's like a baby, and they're very much in those, you know, one second, I'm just turning this down. My computer just warned me that I have only 10% battery time left.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. I think we can get enough in. But to them, 17 is still like a bambina, you know. So as far as those type of things happening for her, I don't think that's going to happen. And right now, I'm more than likely looking like her mom walking down the street. So it's probably not going to be coming my direction too much when I'm out with her. Yes, but I think pretty much that's something that she probably won't experience much while she's here with me, if at all.
Is there anybody there that can take your picture?
Yeah, I have a selfie stick, so I can get the picture.
Okay, yeah. If you can send me the selfie of you guys right now so that I can...
Oh, now. Oh, no.
No. I mean, like, while you guys are all done up and looking nice.
Oh, yeah.
After we conclude the interview, if you can just do a selfie and then send it to me, that would be...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I can actually pull a still from the video, too, because I'm videotaping, yeah.
Okay, and here's another thing. Do you want to... Is this something that you plan on doing regularly? Like, would you ever consider doing a tour for, you know, young women?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's not within what our brand is, and it's a lot of responsibility. You know, I have a friend.
What about young college girls? Like,
no, that's even worse. I have no control over college girls. Like, oh my God. Oh, that's like I said, you know, it's already with my adults. It can be like herding cats sometimes. College girls in Rome. Oh my God. No way, Jose. I don't know how to say that in Italian, but no, that I'm going to stay in my lane. There are some people out there that really do things for African American girls. And I don't know anyone that does things for teens, but I do know someone that does it, you know, for, I think her tours are from like 8 to like 13 or something like that. But that's a little bit more responsibility than Felice is willing to take on at this time.
Yeah.
Piano, you're trying to take me from no children to a tribe. So we'll start with one.
What about one-on-one? Like, do you think that maybe you might do this again?
We hope to do it. We hope to do it again. Of course, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we hope to do it. You know, I was really disappointed that we only had 2 people to enter the contest. You know, when we looked at the open rate for the emails that we sent out, you know, we had thousands of people, thousands, you know, I've said not thousands of thousands, but thousands of people that opened the emails and for whatever reason did not, you know, see to it that their daughters, you know, entered the competition. And you saw when we had the thread on my Facebook page how, you know, some mothers were saying, well, you know, it's too far for their child to go alone, or that if the mother wanted to travel with her, that, you know, that for them to come up with that kind of money, you know, to, you know, for their ticket, because of course her ticket was taken care of, but the mother would have to get her own ticket. And I was just, when I was reading all that and I'm thinking all that, I'm like, come on, people, you know, this is an investment in your child's future, you know, and in her mom's case,
well,
you didn't even have to come.
I think that if you do this again, if we chronicle this and it's done in the right way, I think you'll get more of a response.
Oh, I think so too.
People just needed to, you know, maybe see it play out, you know, and then.
Well, we hope so.
You know
I told
what
her
I mean?
she's a trailblazer. You know,
Yeah,
she's the one
yeah.
when everybody else was afraid. That's why she has to be so proud of herself. When
See,
everyone else
I
was
didn't
so
even know
afraid.
about it. I'm
Yeah.
not on your mailing list.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know. If I had known, my child would have been the third participant. We would have done a video, everything.
Naisha was like, thank God she didn't know. She was like, thank Jesus, she didn't know that she was that, because that would have been. I would pity the other children if your child got
Yeah, because I
involved.
would have been like, we're putting together a presentation.
So I kind of think I know who might be here next year, who will be sitting in the seat next year, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I do agree that there was a lot of fear there among the other parents, but you know, it's something that, and I actually told her mom that, you know, I really respect her mother for allowing her child to do this, because this was her very first flight in life. Was an international trip, going to meet someone that she didn't know. So, and for a mother to release her child, you know, into the unknown like that, it says a lot about the mother, you know, because she put her fears aside, you know, for the betterment of her child,
right.
You know, and
if she knows anything about you, you are about business.
Yeah, you know, but it's still, mothers are mothers, you know, you know, it's still my baby.
I would have been perfectly fine. Like, here, take her.
Take her. I got some time. You know, well, the other thing too, you know, just even putting her on a flight, you know, because right now, you know, we're reading a lot in the news about things happening, you know, on planes. And her mom did ask me about, you know, her fly area, and I was like, you know, don't worry about it. You know, she's not going anywhere close to that part of the world. You know, her flight doesn't continue on to that part of the world. You know, because people don't think about that sometimes. Where's the flight continuing on to? You know, so it's still, if it's continuing on,
because
it could still be a target. So I told her you didn't have to worry about that. That she, you know, she's going direct from New York to Rome, and she's not going anywhere close to all that craziness. You know, nothing in the world is 100%. You know, as we have learned as Americans, you know, I can't guarantee that anywhere anyone goes that is 100% safe. You know, but I told her that I think that she's probably as safe. She's going to be as safe as she could be. You know, on a flight overseas.
Okay. Well, I think I have enough to start. Let me talk to Kayla when she wakes up. You know, it's summer. You know, they sleep till noon.
It's her time. Well, I had to wake her up. You know, I did let her take a little nap, you know, beforehand. But she got up and she did it well, and she looks fabulous, right?
Yes, she looks
she looks fabulous, you know.
So,
I was like, okay.
Excited, and I'm happy for you. You just have no idea. Your life has changed. You probably don't realize it now, but you will. Trust me. Your whole outlook is going to change. You are in a very, very privileged situation. And I know Felice personally, you are in such good hands.
Well, I'm privileged also to be here with her. So I just want to say that I feel that I am privileged to be part of this journey with her. You know, because because I'm going to be, you as a mother, you understand this, is that to be able to see things through your child's eyes. So even though she's not my child, but I get a chance to see things from a new perspective by seeing it through her eyes, seeing the questions. Because, you know, I had a 7-year-old here last year with her mom. And some of the questions this child was asking me, I had to look to the mother. I was like, well, I think I'm going to go online and research that. Can I get back to you? You know, so sometimes you see things even more so because you're looking at it through young eyes. I think it's gone. Oh, the interview's done. Let me plug in. I should have got up and plugged it in. You did good, brava.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna plug it in real quick and call her back.
Let me stop. Do you want me to turn the phone off?
Yes, please.